believe it. They just say
I'd love to say that we did super great things and fought off like racism and prejudice in the early years, but that really wasn't the goal. The goal was to get past the main obstacles at that time, the social issues. We didn't have a cultural center at that time. We had to create communities for ourselves, so why not create a community where we could look out for each other's interests?
It just didn't seem like it fit the way the university understood minority students, because the rationale was always, Asian American students are such a high achieving group. We don't know why you need a center or why you even need these resources.
But I look at space as something that needs to be continually shaped to meet the needs of our changing students and our community.
I believe we do have a strong community, and it's just inspiring to hear that students, that were like students like us, obviously it was back then, but like they were just like us, and they were the same people that we are today, fighting for these issues and figuring out what this community needs. So it's just inspiring to know that people like us could accomplish great things like this, such as building this house.
You really long for a space where you can feel comfortable with who you are, and also comfortable with just being able to express your concerns and issues. And I think that was really the heart of what we needed an Asian American Cultural Center for.
Places like the AACC really bring about the history that Asian Americans have been in this country for hundreds of years, and that we combine our history with new immigrants and with people who have been here 11 or 12 generations. And I think that's why it's so important. It explains our story.
But some have told me that they never really thought about being Asian American until they got here, in high school or really growing up. They knew they were Asian American, but they didn't think a lot about it. They didn't think about what that meant. But when they came here, they became more aware of who they were and how that related to who they are as a person.
When I walk around campus, I can't help but notice that, I'm the only person with some melanin in her skin sometimes, and I'm the only person with black hair sometimes, it's just it's like little things you notice.
I think I love most about the Asian American Cultural Center just the people and the relationships that have really grown within this place. And I know that's not the building itself, but without that building, I don't think those relationships and those people and those learning opportunities would have been possible. So I definitely love most the different people I've gotten to really become good friends with here.
I think at the individual level, it's a place where many people, students, faculty, staff, community members, can come and learn about their own individual identities and histories and where they fit into the diverse fabric of society. And I think for Asian American college students in particular, many of them really are looking for ways that they can explore their own histories and identities and figure out for themselves what it means to be Asian American. So having a place like this helps at many levels symbolically allowing people to have a place where they can find those resources, find those opportunities to connect with other people.
This passion that they've had all through high school or whatever for community outreach, for giving back, we can help them continue that even though they're in a new geographic location. So I think that's something unique that our spaces can give that they might not be able to get that from other spaces on campus.
If you think about it, 1 in every 4 students on our campus is either Asian or Asian American. I don't think that we as a campus, as a university, have really thought about that in terms of what does that mean for campus climate? What does that mean for the services that we need to provide our students?
In the past, the whole reason we got the AACC was because of Asian American student activists. So there's people who really care about our community, our needs, and also the broader community as well. And so I think that kind of activism, that kind of drive and passion really make us strong.
Educating, helping our students learn how to protect themselves. And I'm not saying that in the sense of, physical, but the emotional confidence that's needed and the knowledge to help educate themselves and help them to then embrace who they are. And by having all of our centers working together, I believe honestly that there are power in numbers.
One of the great things about the cultural centers is that we can serve as a resource to our student organizations, whether it's, with advising them, helping them with a program, offering whatever resources we may have at our particular cultural centers.
These are people, and these spaces are places where you can go to find people that really do care about individuals on this campus. I think it's really easy to get lost in this sea of 40,000 students on this campus, and so if you're looking for some place to really be yourself or to be a person on this campus and to make a difference, that these cultural centers, the houses, are a really great place to start putting your footprint on the campus.
When I see younger alums who did go to school during the time of this center, they often will talk about how important an experience it was being here, coming to the events of the RSOs, attending our Food for Thought programs, that it was important in helping them determine their life passions and to develop their own cultural identities. They also often tell me that after they graduate, they don't have opportunities like this anymore. It's much more difficult to find ways to connect with their culture outside of college.
Now, this is like a second home for me to be at the Cultural Center and be involved in the community. I feel like I really fit in a lot more now.
I've actually been here at the U of I since the Asian American Culture Center opened. So I'm probably one of the few left remaining on campus to actually experience the ACC since it's been open as an undergrad. And this goes back to what we were talking about with the alumni and how they're just an inspiration. And I think it would be very heartwarming to know that someone from 10, 15 years ago has affected my undergrad experience because I've been able to have this cultural center that they fought for.
I think for alumni who were here when it didn't exist or when it wasn't even a possibility in their mind, a reality, for them to come back and see it, it's very empowering. I think it's to not be aware of that history and to just be on campus and have it here and just always have it here. It's always been here. Sometimes it's very easy to take it for granted and to not understand. But when alumni come back and we tell them that what they did was part of the step that led to the center, it sort of amazes them because as they're a student here for 4 years, they're just doing what they're doing as students and they're not, they're hoping that you get gains, but I think it's easy to forget what continues to go on after you're gone. And so to see that it had been generations of students who every step that they played and every little thing that they did was significant to where we are today, to me that's a testament to the work that they did when they were here.
But I think my impression is it's really exciting and wonderful to see how the Asian American students are functioning in this environment with a cultural center, with an Asian American Studies program. The one thing that sometimes bothers me though is I sometimes hear people, especially even leaders, say, well, we don't have issues to fight for like you did back in the day. But I think they're wrong. I think there's always issues. There's always something you have to watch out for. There's always something that you can grow from the community.
No one is watching. No plans I have to keep resting your quiet.
Issues that I dealt with when I was growing up are not new issues. They are the experiences of every